Peace. My name is Sifu William Blackwell. I'm a Sifu at Virginia Beach, Chun. Today, before we get into our video, I want to give a moment to make a short statement. And if you want to skip past the statement, please look at the marker on the bottom of the screen. About 2 years ago, Sifu Edwin approached me wanting to do some videos where we teach some Wing Chun. And because our schedule was so hectic and we taught so much that we didn't have the time to do it, or we didn't make the time to do it. But after COVID-19 hit and the pandemic spread around the world, we had to temporarily close our school. In doing so, we had time. And we made the decision to start this YouTube channel, to start this chair, Wing Chun, with not only our students to help them with their training, but also to give the general public an idea of how we approach Wing Chun. About 2 weeks ago, George Floyd was murdered by police officers. After that happened, personally, I didn't know how to bring myself to be able to continue to do this because I was convicted. As a Sifu, we have to teach our students to deal with reality. And in dealing with reality, we have to approach hard subjects sometimes. So my way of approaching this is not to give any speeches on it, but to pay a little bit of reverence to it. Because we accept people into our school, into our Wing Chun family from all nationalities. We have a global family. We accept people from all walks of life, from all professions. We have military, police officers, we have general population, all ethnicities, all races, all creeds, religions. We accept and embrace everybody. So in the spirit of embracing everybody, in this moment of time, I want to spend a few moments of silence. So I'm going to take 5 deep breaths. And during that time frame, if somebody wants to pray, if you just want to enjoy the silence and reflect, then please feel free to do so. Thank you. Again, our school is not a political organization. It's a place where people come as a refuge. It's a place where people come to learn, to grow, to make themselves better, and to learn how to protect themselves with martial arts, with Kung Fu. So with that, let's begin the video. I want you to think of this video as a linchpin. I want you to think of it as something that's helping us tie together the other videos that we've done so far and the ones we're about to do with another nuance that's very important. Because as myself and Sifu Edwin has talked about, side step, pox out, lops out, arrow punch, all those things have a little bit of piece that we can't really say in a bigger video. So I just want to take some time to break it out a little bit. Whenever we do side step, pox out, we want to use bounce power because I'm stepping back and moving forward. Whenever I do arrow punch, I'm going to shock to move in with that. Sometimes I use bounce power, sometimes I use shock power. It depends on whatever state of inertia that I'm in. If I'm moving and I want to use that to go forward, then I'm using bounce power. If I'm stationary and I want to generate something from a static position, then I'm using my shock power. There's several different ways of doing it. That's why we say that Wing Chun is based off of principles instead of techniques. Because if something happens and you need to angle back to the right, it doesn't matter what it does. But some techniques are better than others, but you can do different techniques based off of the same footwork, based off the same motion. I can go back in pop style, I can go back in lop style. It's all the same thing. But each of those, I'm using my bounce power. When I step back, my foot lands, and I spring forward with it. For example, if I'm stationary and I want to do an arrow punch, then I bounce I shock off the back leg, and I use that momentum to generate momentum to move forward. So I'm gonna show you one more drill that we use, and I'm gonna wrap this video up because it's just food for thought. I want you to take some time to generate some different things, to play with your bounce power, to play with your shock power. And if you have cones at home, if you have some kind of repose, the next thing you're gonna do, anybody can do wherever you are, they have practice with different techniques. Because whether you're a beginner and you know only a few things, or you're an advanced student and you know a lot, we can always break it down to the same simple techniques and drills. To do this drill, all you need is a cone or a pole or anything you can move in between. You want to line your poles up. It doesn't matter how many you can have. You can have 5, 6, 10. It doesn't matter. And you want enough space in between you and the poles. You stand between them. All right, to begin, you want to start at one end, in the middle of the poles, because this is going to allow you to use both bounce power and shock power. So if I want to move to my left, I'm going to shock off my right leg. As soon as my left leg lands, I'm going to bounce, turn back 45, and land between the cones. So I shock, bounce, back in between. And now I'm in the center of these poles, and I'm in the middle of these poles. And I'm gonna go back out another 45 degrees. Shock, bounce, turn. Again, shock, bounce, turn. So that's how we use our footwork. And what I was saying with beginners and advanced students, you can just start off with just stepping. You don't have to add the shock to it, but it's part of the drill ultimately. So if I'm a beginner, I can start here, and I can just move out, and then back in. Move out, and then back in, just shift my hands. Because I may not know side step, pop style, lop style just yet, or any other techniques, but if I know these techniques, I can apply them to this drill right here. I can go out, come back in, I can go out, and try any techniques that I know. That way I get to incorporate my footwork along with my handwork to get that coordination together. Because one thing about Wing Chun is it requires a lot of coordination. And the more we can do these kind of dynamic drills, the better your Wing Chun will be. So I want to thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, please like. If you got any comments, questions, please leave them below. And we appreciate your time. Peace.